Tonight on News 22.
Jeff Sessions is no longer the U.S. Attorney General after pressure from the president.
I just now had the opportunity to talk to Senator Cruz.
Representative Beto O'Rourke is looking ahead after giving his concession speech in El Paso last night.
And Marlene Barraza shows us the magic behind the Las Cruces Renaissance Fair.
All that and more on News 22 Wednesday.
Serving southern New Mexico, this is the award-winning KRWG-TV News 22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Garcia Moreno.
And I'm Victoria Valderrama. It was a big night in New Mexico for Democrats.
Democrats won all of the statewide races from governor on down. News 22's Javier Gutierrez has the winners for us.
Democrat Michelle Lujan Grisham beat Republican Steve Pierce for governor, 56% to 43%. Senator Martin Heinrich won re-election easily over Republican Mick Rich and Libertarian and former New Mexico Governor Gary Johnson. Democrat Deborah Haaland won the race for Michelle Lujan Grisham's congressional seat and is one of the first Native American women to go to Congress. The 2nd district is still too close to call. Republican Yvette Harrell has a 2,000-vote lead over Democrat Xochitl Torres Small. There are about 5,000 absentee ballots to be counted in Doñana County. And in northern New Mexico, Ben Ray Lujan easily won re-election to the 3rd Congressional District. For News 22, I'm Javier Gutierrez.
Here in Doñana County, the entire County Commissioner's Court has also turned blue. Ben Rawson, the only Republican of the commission, lost his District 3 seat to the Democrat Shannon Reynolds. Former County Clerk Lynn Ellis won in District 1. In District 5, Democrat Karen Trujillo defeated Republican Ken Hakes.
After a nail-biting election across the country, many are reacting. We went around campus today to see what NMSU students thought of the results.
I think a lot of Democrats got elected, which is good, and just positive outcomes for the most part.
Some of the outcomes were kind of not in the favor that I was looking for, but I think overall, Americans did a good job of getting out there and voting. I know a lot of my friends that did, so.
You gotta go. You gotta go. I mean, it's your duty as a civic citizen. And they give out stickers, guys, they give out stickers.
The U.S. midterms are now in the history books.
A record-breaking number of women ran and won Tuesday. Jessica Dean has more on the historic night.
Oh my God! Tuesday brought celebrations across the U.S. for the record-breaking number of women who made history with their victories. They ran and won in unprecedented numbers, adding over 30 seats in the House. Many are Democrats inspired to run in response to President Trump.
We sent a message that we want a better nation, that we demand a better nation.
Former Navy Commander Elaine Luria turned Virginia's 2nd Congressional District blue. Like many of the women elected, she's a first-time candidate.
We've spent 2 years waiting for someone to stand up to the partisanship and the division in Washington.
29-year-old New York Democrat and self-described socialist Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez will be the youngest woman ever elected to Congress.
All our actions, no matter how small or how large, are powerful, worthwhile, and capable of lasting change.
Diversity extended beyond their gender.
Assalamu alaikum.
2018 also saw the first Muslim women elected to serve in the House. Democrats Rashida Tlaib of Michigan and Ilhan Omar of Minnesota.
The first women to wear hijab to represent us in Congress.
Democrat Sharice Davids from Kansas and Deb Haaland of New Mexico earned their place in history, becoming the first Native American women in Congress.
I think representation is important. I think diversity is important. Every voice deserves a seat at the table.
Democrats made it a priority to get more women to that table in 2018, but Republican women made their mark Tuesday night, too. Republican Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn supports President Trump, who returned the favor, stumping for her multiple times. Blackburn will become the first female senator from Tennessee.
Now you don't have to worry if you're going to call me Congressman or Congresswoman or Congress lady. Now, Senator will do.
Republican Congresswoman Kristi Noem will now answer to Governor. becoming the first woman in South Dakota to do so.
It wasn't all good news for women. Incumbent Democratic Senators Claire McCaskill and Heidi Heitkamp lost their seats in high-profile races. But Tuesday marked a turning point as the congressional representation of women got a little closer to matching the percentage of women in America.
As of this morning, 96 women were projected to win seats in the House of Representatives. That is 11 more than the previous record.
You know, Kelly, it's been really warm lately, and I want to know when it's going to start to get cold.
I'm enjoying this warm weather, but Jackie's next to tell us more.
Hi everyone, Jackie Lotta here with the current weather temperatures. But first I'm going to go ahead and let you know that the Splash Pad downtown will be closing around the second week of December. So make sure that you or your little ones get down there to enjoy it while you can. But this weekend might not be the best weekend to do it, but I'll have detail about that later on. But right now, it is a nice day, clear skies right now, temperature sitting at 75 degrees, winds not too bad coming from the west at 9 miles per hour, humidity 19%. Dew point at 30 degrees and our barometer just slightly above 30 inches. Now today we did hit a high of 77 degrees, well above our average of 70 degrees after an overnight low of 46. Now taking a look at record temperatures, back in 1999 we hit a high of 83 degrees, so we weren't quite there yet, but take a look at that low temperature set back in 1959, a record low of 19 degrees. Now no rain for us today, but our yearly rainfall sits at 7.22 inches. Now that's all I have for your current conditions. I'll be back later with your national forecast, but for right now, back to the desk for more news.
NMSU Chief of Police has sent out an email informing students and faculty of another sexual assault that was reported on the NMSU campus in a dorm room. According to the email, this incident happened on October 6th, unrelated to a separate incident previously reported on October 16th.
In Texas, Republican Ted Cruz edged out Democrat Beto O'Rourke, with Cruz at 50.9% of voters and O'Rourke with 48.2%. In exit polls, more than a third of voters and health care was the biggest issue.
2/3 of those voters went for O'Rourke. O'Rourke is a 3-term congressman. He gave his concession speech last night at the Southwest University Park in downtown El Paso.
I am as inspired, I'm as hopeful as I have ever been in my life. And tonight's loss does nothing to diminish the way that I feel about Texas or this country.
This will be the second term in the Senate for Ted Cruz.
Voters had an opportunity to weigh in on President Trump and the Republican Party and yielded a mixed result on Capitol Hill.
With the GOP maintaining control of the Senate and Democrats in control of the House, what will the next 2 years look like on Capitol Hill? Karen Kaifa reports from Washington.
After the most expensive and one of the most contentious midterm campaigns in U.S. history, both parties walking away with something to talk up.
This election marks the largest Senate gains for a president's party in a first midterm election since at least President Kennedy's in 1962.
In an often combative press conference on Wednesday, President Trump took credit for wins in tight Senate races.
I think people like me. I think people like the job I'm doing, frankly.
Democrats taking control of the House for the first time in 8 years and pledging to keep the president and Republicans in check.
American people want to put an end to unchecked GOP control of Washington, restoring again the checks and balances envisioned by our founders.
The Democratic victory in the House seen as a voter rebuke of the president, his policies, and his rhetoric. But Republicans holding on to the Senate and ousting at least 3 Democrats in red states in the process. A divided Congress will now require a more bipartisan approach to legislating in order to avoid gridlock in Washington.
Hopefully we can all work together next year to continue delivering for the American people.
We will strive for bipartisanship. We believe that we have a responsibility to seek common ground.
The new dynamic between the two parties on the Hill and the White House will now set the tone for the 2020 presidential race. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
And stay tuned, Jackie will be back with your national forecast.
But first, come along, take my hand, let's all go to Dragonland. More on that when News 22 continues.
This month in Passport, your on-demand library of the best of PBS. How can this house of secrets ever be called a home?
You would be signing his death warrant. Is that what you want?
I'm going to be exploring using laser technology to reveal secrets of the ancient world in a whole new way.
He said, "Welcome home." It was just a powerful moment.
These and other shows are available with Passport. Become a member of this PBS station, sign in, and start streaming today.
I want young adults to know that the world is a much bigger place than just the spot that they are occupying at this time. And PBS presents that in a very positive manner. I have left my PBS station a gift in my will. I want to be certain the programs presented by PBS are carried forward to future generations.
Welcome back. You're watching News 22 Wednesday,
where news matters. Las Cruces are back in the present day after spending their weekend in a time warp.
It was the Renaissance Fair where everyone could go back in time. Festival goers were treated to old-fashioned activities having to do with times from the period of the Renaissance. People dressed up in outfits from the era and were there to spend some time enjoying music, dragon soup, and even fire dancers.
Yeah, it's here to have fun, and they're dressed up, and some people like to sword fight, and it kind of just brings back this kind of spirit.
Up next, a special guest at the fair that brings the mystery and excitement of the olden days.
Young Park is back to looking like a park after this weekend's medieval times festivities.
News 22's Marlene Barraza walked all over the 47th Annual Renaissance Fair in search for a unique and special character. And to her surprise, everybody knew exactly who she was looking for. Take a look.
Ratcatcher Robert is a favorite of the many characters Bob Divin has been over the years.
And I'm a peasant at heart.
He built a catapult, got an outfit, and sewed beanbag rats for a show that teaches real history. But little does the audience know Ratcatcher Robert is the creator of one of the fair's most well-known symbols. This is Magellan. Years ago, Bob noticed the fair wasn't using the lake, so he created a floating dragon.
And then after 20 years of service, that dragon was damaged. They used it in a parade and it fell off a truck.
He decided Magellan needed a resurrection.
Renaissance fair enthusiasts appreciate the magic behind Magellan, but it's more than just an attraction, it's also a teaching tool.
Bob took the accident as an opportunity to build a new dragon. With help of the NMSU College of Engineering and a grant from NASA, Magellan returned to the lake, this time as a robotic dragon.
I took care of the artistic side working with capstone students, so I created the sculpture of the new design, and the students and the faculty worked on the robotics.
In 2015, NMSU turned the project over to the ACC's Engineering Manufacturing Program.
And now it's really their project. You know, even though everyone thinks of it as my dragon, I mean, artistically it's my dragon, but it became this high-tech robot controlled by Bluetooth and servos and things like this.
And year after year, Magellan continues to improve and become more firmly entrenched as the symbol of the Renaissance Fair. Marlene Barraza, News 22.
The city of Las Cruces is celebrating veterans and eating. Nachos Saturday at the downtown plaza. The annual Veterans Parade will start at 3 p.m. with the main theme, a salute to women veterans. Then the gates for Noche de Nachos will open at 5 p.m. where the city will try to set the record for the world's biggest nachos. The fiesta will also include dancers, artisans, and food truck. It's over at 10 p.m.
Now that we're getting close to winter, I wonder if some places have gotten snow.
Yeah, and Jackie will tell us more on that next with our national forecast.
Well, definitely, you guys, it is going to be cool for much of the U.S., especially the eastern part. That's due to cool air moving from the north to south. Now, the central part of the U.S. is expecting some snow. The areas in the blue, like Denver and Casper, Wyoming, are expecting snow, and just south of that in the pink, they're expecting a mixture of rain and snow. Now, no severe weather going on right here, but they are expecting anywhere between 1 to 3 inches of snow, so nothing too serious, but they're definitely going to be looking at slippery roads and travel delays, so it's still best for these people up here to be cautious while they're driving due to the snow. Now, taking a look at our next map, that cool air is not going anywhere. It is going to continue to move on east. Now, if you are planning to travel up in the eastern part of the U.S., definitely be expecting some travel delays because cooler air is moving south. You can see right here in the darker blue area right here, they are expecting plenty of snow, and just south of that in places like Chicago and St. Louis, they are expecting a mixture of snow and rain, and just south of that, low pressure is moving in, and that means rain is coming as well. So definitely no severe weather still going on, but there are going to be plenty of travel delays, so just keep that in mind if you are traveling up east. Now, taking a look at our next map, why are we seeing these kinds of patterns? It's because of this jet stream right here moving south, and it's moving south to east, so areas are going to be much cooler than usual. All these areas in the blue are expecting temperatures to be below anywhere between 10 to 20 degrees below their normal temperatures. Gusty winds are expected to travel anywhere between 35 miles to 40 miles per hour. And snow and rain are going to play a big part in these cooler temperatures, so definitely is going to be cool for much of the U.S. going into the weekend and to the beginning of the work week up until Tuesday, so definitely is going to be cold. Not that cold here, but we're getting there. Now, that's all I have for your national forecast. I'll be back after the break with your New Mexico weather.
Morning Edition, weekdays from 5 to 9 on 90.7 FM and streaming live on KRWG.org.
On Masterpiece.
I doubt George would approve of my visit.
You lie! What's enough? Well, have you expelled from Parliament? Good gracious, Mrs. Warlicken!
Dwight, help her!
Carriage, call for my carriage!
Poldark on Masterpiece. Thursday at 8 p.m. on KRWG-Public Media.
Enjoy some of Broadway's best music with this beloved Rodgers and Hammerstein classic, featuring more than a few of your favorite songs. It's a fresh take on the true story of Maria and the Von Trapp family singers, starring Cara Toynton and Julian Ovington. Don't miss the sound of music on great performances.
Friday at 8 p.m. on KRWG Public Media.
Welcome back. Let's go ahead and take a look at your current conditions here in the land of the Chatman. Farmington sitting at 46 degrees. Santa Fe cooler, 44 degrees. Albuquerque slightly warmer, 56 degrees. Clovis 43, Socorro 60, Ruidoso 50, and Deming 63 degrees. Now taking a look at your highs for tomorrow, Farmington sitting at 52 degrees. Gallup 52 as well. Santa Fe 53. Albuquerque warmer 64, Socorro 66, Ruidoso 61, Roswell 62, and Deming at a very warm 75 degrees. Now taking a look at sister cities near our area, Alamogordo looking at cloudy skies tonight with a low at 47 degrees, and tomorrow cloudy skies as well with a high of 71 degrees. In Truth or Consequences, mostly clear skies tonight for you with a low of 45 degrees, and tomorrow bright sunny skies with a high of 74 degrees. Silver City, partly cloudy skies tonight with a low of 41, and tomorrow sunny skies with a high of 74 degrees. And here in the city of Cruces, we are looking at some mostly clear skies tonight with a low of 46 degrees and a high of 76 degrees. That's all I have for your New Mexico weather. I'll be back later with your 5-day forecast, but for right now, back to the desk for more news.
Election news is also in today's Southwest Minute.
Here's Amanda Adame.
Colorado has elected the nation's first openly gay governor. Gerald Polis is one of several LGBT candidates running for governor this cycle. Polis succeeds Democratic Governor John Hickenlooper. President Trump says he retired Arizona Senator Jeff Flake. Flake is a Republican and frequent critic of the president, but Trump might not like Flake's replacement. It's too close to call, but the Democrat could become Flake's replacement. Texas is sending its first Hispanic woman to Congress, although Texas is second only to California for having the largest Hispanic population. It's not until a Texas Latina goes to Washington. State Senator Sylvia Garcia represents Houston, and Veronica Escobar replaces Beto O'Rourke representing El Paso. I'm Amanda Adame with the Southwest Minute.
After much speculation, the Breaking Bad movie will begin filming soon in Albuquerque. The movie Greenbrier will begin production in the Duke City mid-November through early February. The production will employ approximately 300 New Mexico crew members, 16 New Mexico actors, and approximately 450 New Mexico background talent.
I really enjoyed the basketball game last night. It was so exciting.
Really? Well, I didn't get a chance to go, but Adan Contreras will tell us more on that with sports.
Thanks, telling Vicky. Coming up in sports, find out which of your Aggie athletes are taking home Athlete of the Week. More on that when News 22 continues.
Next time on A Chef's Life.
Go.
I'm not on the road anymore, so I can't blame my physique on travel. It's time to work out.
In the South, we are known for fried chicken livers. That's us. Here, chicken. Ah!
Okay, now this is personal. I've heard that this is the place to have livers.
Livers and gizzards.
We're going to do the gizzards too, but I don't know how many.
Saturday morning at 10:30 on KRWG-Public Media.
As we bring Raymond Harry to his final resting place here on earth, we pray that your blessings and your peace will be upon all those who rest here.
Sunday at 2 p.m. on KRWG Public Media.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
Welcome back. I'm Adan Contreras, and let's talk sports. The New Mexico State men's basketball team got their season off to a hot start last night against the North Dakota State Bison. The Aggies shot 45% from the field in the first half and led 36-20 going into the break. It was more of the same in the second half as the Aggies defeated North Dakota State 73-56. The Aggies were led by newcomer Jojo Zamora, who had a team-high 16 points. The Aggies are looking to keep up this early season momentum as they next take on I-10 rival UTEP on Friday inside the Pan American Center. As like the men, the women's basketball team also started their season on a high note last night. The Lady Aggies defeated UT Permian Basin 70-38. The Aggies were led by the dynamic duo of junior Gia Pack and last year's WAC Player of the Year, Brooke Salas. Salas led the way in scoring with 22 points on the night, and Pack finished with 17 points and 10 rebounds. Looking forward, the Aggies next travel to Kalamazoo, Michigan to go up against the Western Michigan Broncos. The New Mexico State women's cross-country team is getting ready for the NCAA Mountain Regional on Friday. The ladies will take 7 runners to Provo, Utah, including Julia Yescas and Jess Dominguez, who earned all WAC honors at last week's WAC championships. The 6-kilometer race is set to begin at 11 a.m. at the East Bay Golf Course, hosted by BYU. Weekly honors have arrived as the NMSU Athletes of the Week have been announced. On the men's side, running back Jason Huntley took home the award. Huntley racked up over 150 yards of total offense and 4 total touchdowns, including a 99-yard kickoff return to open up the game against Alcorn State on Saturday. For the women, tennis player Nus Torregrosa claimed Athlete of the Week. The tennis team rounded out the fall season this past weekend at the Gonzaga Invitational, and Torregrosa finished 3-0 in singles. And that's all I have for sports tonight. Join us for more sports action tomorrow. Still ahead on News 22, Jackie will be back to take a look at your 5-day forecast. But first, how can you make a phone even more portable? More on that when News 22 returns.
If you're looking for a great way to get organized, this is it.
It has a desk caddy, and this is a computer desk that's designed for tabletops. It can be hung on a wall, and it's 100% recycled wood, so you just can't beat this project.
Saturday morning at 8:30 on KRWG Public Media.
Coming up on Austin City Limits.
Saturday at 9 p.m. on KRWG Public Media.
I'm Rick Steves. Join me in Italy for Siena and Tuscany's wine country, where we'll enjoy an aperitivo on a great square, marvel at exquisite art, eat cheese in an Etruscan cellar, settle into a farmhouse B&B, learn to make peachy pasta, taste one of the world's finest wines, prepare for a festival, and then go to the races.
Saturday at 8 p.m. on KRWG-Public Media.
Let's take a look at our top stories. Jeff Sessions has been fired by President Donald Trump and is being replaced by Matthew Whitaker. In the race for Texas Senate, Cruz came out on top and Beto O'Rourke gave his concession speech last night in El Paso. And Marlene Barraza shows us the sights and sounds of the Renaissance Fair this last weekend.
Samsung is set to launch its new foldable phone. The Infinity Flex display is part pocket-sized flip phone, part tablet. The phone unfolds like a book to reveal a tablet-sized screen inside. Samsung did not attach a price to the device and would only say it would be out sometime next year. Samsung is not the first company to introduce a foldable phone. A Chinese company beat them to the punch Tuesday when they introduced their FlexPay device.
Wow, so it's like basically a touchscreen flip phone,
yeah,
right?
Cool. I know what I want for Christmas.
I wonder what the price will be.
Oh, I do too.
So Jackie, tell us about our next 5 days.
Well, our next 5 days, it's all over the place, you guys. Tomorrow is going to be warm, just like today, actually, 76 degrees. Sunny skies for tomorrow, but look at Friday. We dropped down from 76 to 59 degrees, so it is going to be a big jump for Thursday and Friday. Saturday is going to be 60 degrees, so not much difference there. But then on Sunday, we jump right back up 10 degrees to 70 degrees, and then right back down for your Monday with a high of 54. So those temperatures are crazy.
Yeah, we're definitely all over the place.
Definitely.
And don't forget, you can catch all of today's aired stories and past newscasts on our YouTube page at youtube.com/KRWG News 22.
And follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat for show updates and the latest on what the News 22 team is up to. And that's all for News 22 Wednesday. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight.
Tune in tomorrow for more news across the Southwest. I'm Victoria Valderrama.
I'm Kelly Garcia Moreno.
I'm Jackie Laura. Good night.
Good night.
This news brief in Español is brought to you by Noticias 22, Spanish language news for southern New Mexico and West Texas. Noticias 22.
Hola y bienvenidos a este breve informativo de Noticias 22. Francisco Soto con ustedes. Una de las elecciones más conocidas en los Estados Unidos fue en Texas. Anoche el republicano Ted Cruz obtuvo su segundo término como miembro del Senado. Cruz resultó con una victoria contra el demócrata Beto O'Rourke del Paso, Texas. O'Rourke estuvo en la Casa de Representantes por 3 términos y Cruz estaba entre otros republicanos para la nominación presidencial en el 2016. En Nuevo México, la demócrata Michelle Lujan Grisham le ganó al republicano Steve Pierce. Y también en Nuevo México, la demócrata Deb Haaland recibió la mayoría de votos para el Distrito 1 de la Casa de Representantes. Haaland es una de las primeras representantes nativoamericanas. La Fiscalía General de los Estados Unidos, Jeff Sessions, ha resignado su cargo después de que el presidente Donald Trump le avisó que se retirara. En una carta que Sessions le escribió a John Kelly, Sessions explicó su resignación. El presidente Trump dice que Matthew Whitaker tomará el cargo de Fiscalía General. También se espera que Whitaker tome el control sobre la investigación en Rusia. Trump usó su cuenta de Twitter para avisar que un reemplazo permanente se nominará en un día diferente. Gracias por su atención. Para Noticias 22, Francisco Soto.